And of course, he's the head of the Democratic Party, so he's going to do that. But let's take a look at what Barack Obama did with Hillary Clinton in the last few years. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton drove the economy into the ground. Wages are down, incomes are down, poverty is up. Another 14 million people have left the workforce altogether. Home ownership's at a 50-year low. How are we all doing in the Obama-Clinton economy? What about foreign policy? They gave us ISIS. They turned Iraq into a disaster zone. They turned Syria into a disaster zone. They turned Libya into a disaster zone. Libya is Hillary Clinton's personal Iraq. And what about Benghazi? When our service members, ex-Navy SEALs, and our ambassador asked for more security, did Hillary Clinton give it to them? No, she did not. She left them there. She left them there to die at the hands of killers. That's not leadership, folks. That's betrayal. What about immigration? Obama, Clinton have allowed hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants to pour into the country, threatening our safety, threatening our security, and threatening our economy. We've heard the stories. We've heard the stories all across this country. Somebody shows up at the border, they get released, they kill an American in a car accident, drunk driving, murder, homicide, you name it. How many tombstones wouldn't even be in the ground today if we had just enforced our immigration laws? And what can you say about the moral quality of leadership? The moral quality of leadership that is fine with innocent people, be they Latino, be they white, be they black, innocent Americans dying because we can't enforce our laws. What is the moral quality of leadership that allows that to happen? As Donald Trump said in his convention speech, anybody who does not protect American lives is unfit to lead this country. So, folks, in a few seconds, you're going to hear from a man who's going to turn this all around. You're going to hear from a man who's going to put jobs and wages and security for American workers first. You're going to hear from a man who's going to secure this border, who's going to pause the refugee program. You're going to hear from a man who's going to bring down your taxes. You're going to hear from a man who's going to bring businesses back to America. He's going to stop the outsourcing and the offshoring. He's going to renegotiate NAFTA. He's going to withdraw from the TPP. He's going to stand up to China on every issue that concerns the lives and livelihoods of the American people. Donald J. Trump is going to stand with you. Folks, it's a stark contrast from Hillary Clinton. In recent days, we've seen some names, I won't even name them because they're not worthy of naming, come out and support Hillary Clinton. But the one thing that these names all have in common is they're the people who want to keep our borders open, who want to keep wealth concentrated in the hands of a few, who want politics to be run by the people with the most money, not the people with the most votes. All the forces aligning behind Hillary Clinton are the people who've been standing in the way of the dreams of the American people year after year after year after year. Donald Trump stands not with the special interests. Donald Trump doesn't measure your value by how much you're worth. He measures your value by what is in your heart. If you're an American who supports this country, who does their duty, Donald Trump will be the fiercest, most loyal champion that you have ever had. We are not going to leave Americans behind in the dust anymore. Our hearts break when a factory shuts down and moves overseas. But to Hillary Clinton and her donors, it's just a little bit more money in the pocket. Our nation weeps every time an innocent American dies because of a sanctuary city. But to Hillary Clinton and her donors, that sanctuary city is just a way to raise a little bit more money to fund another campaign ad, and who cares what happens to the American citizens living there? That's Clinton's philosophy. All of us ache when we see an economy that can't produce jobs for our young people. When we see an economy that can't produce a living wage for our workers. When we see an economy under Obama Clinton that has thrown millions more workers into poverty. It offends us all. It offends our sense of justice. It offends our sense of right and wrong. But the reason why Hillary pushes these policies is the same reason why she put her emails on a private server and the same reason why she deleted those emails. Because Hillary Clinton is in it only for herself. She is in it only for her donors. She doesn't care about you. She will never care about you. And you all know Hillary Clinton will never fight for you. So, Florida, you know, it's funny taking a lecture. It's funny taking a lecture from Hillary Clinton about national security when she not only destabilized Iraq, turned Syria into an ISIS war zone, turned Libya into her personal Iraq, but also put her emails on a server so that the whole foreign enemies of the world could all see them and read them and plot against us. That is a woman, that is a person, that is a Secretary of State who is surely unconcerned about the safety of this country. And so, folks, Florida has a chance in November to right every single wrong that's been done to you and your country. You have a chance, and it is a beautiful thing, folks. You have a chance to deliver a vote for justice for every family who's lost a child to our open border. You have a chance to deliver justice for every worker whose job has gone overseas. You have a chance to vote for an optimistic future, an American future, a future that believes the strength of America is in her people, not her donors, and a future that believes that every person in this room is entitled to equal representation in this government. So, just like our joyful campaign, embrace the joyousness of this opportunity, because many of us thought it might never come. A chance to overthrow the special interests and restore rule by the people. So I'm going to ask you a question. Is Florida ready to elect a man who will put jobs and wages for Americans first? Is Florida ready to elect a man who will protect us from radical Islamic terrorism? Is Florida ready to elect a man who loves the American people above anything else? And folks, I'm going to ask you one more question. And I want you to shout so loud that every special interest who betrayed you can hear you. Shout so loud it quivers the conference tables in Washington, D.C. Shout so loud that every single person supporting Hillary Clinton can hear you roar. Is the state of Florida ready to send Donald J. Trump to the White House? Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the state of Florida.
Wow. You know, today in the media, they're talking about having an intervention. This is an intervention. This is an intervention of the people of this country who care about the future for our children, our grandchildren, and the direction that this country is going. And Donald Trump is going to take this country in that direction. When I met Donald Trump about a year ago, the first question I asked him was, "Are you serious?" And I'm going to tell you, folks, he is deadly serious about the future of our country. And this is a guy who cares deeply, deeply about what is happening around the world and right here at home. And he will make America great again, believe me. Two components that I like to talk about are our veterans and our law enforcement professionals. All your veterans and all, that's right. All lives are exactly right. Blue lives matter. Our law enforcement professionals, the rule of law in this country is under assault. It's under assault. I mean, my God, we have to cherish the men and women who serve in the law enforcement, our first responders around this country all the time. We must do that. And I will tell you, for all of our veterans, all of the veterans and all of those who continue to serve, and I have personally been given a lot of grief about, now that I'm out of the military, now that I'm out of active duty, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I'm an American citizen who cares about our country. And we have a responsibility in this country. And so one of the things I'm going to tell you here before we introduce the next president of the United States, Donald Trump, exactly. And I've said this over the last couple of weeks. This country has to wake up to what is happening inside of the bubble of Washington, D.C. Inside that bubble, they have no clue what is happening around the rest of this country. The two biggest problems in this country are Washington, D.C. and Hollywood. And Donald Trump has put his finger on the pulse of the American public, the American sentiment, what we believe this country should be, what we believe this country needs to be. And trust me, I mean, he believes it deeply in every fiber. So when people say, all this stuff, and you hear all these crazy things in the media,